Let's wake up the Sandvik QI341. The I denotes impact. That means it's swinging two big bars around and impacting the material in there. You dump it in, beat it up, drop it down, spit it out this way. That spits out some chunks, and then you have tailings that come out the other side. Not this guy. So batteries are up there. Cover's missing. We need to make one. Let's wake it up. Number one, safety gear, hard hat, glasses, all of that. And then you have, get my glasses, your battery isolator switch right here. Let's keep that on. All your control, your electronic controls and electronics are in there. Pneumatic controls are in there. Hydraulic levers, manual levers. So the key, stick it in here. I like to have this guy open just so the electronic controls move. The solenoids right here will control the levers, and then you can manually override it. So you have your solenoids and connectors, they all go into your main computer box, and then you can manually run your levers. And in case you forget, this is the tracks, that's the tracks, this is the roller. You have your identifiers right there. So it makes it easy. Your left track number 2 is going to be up high on your left. And then your other tracks are going to be these, and your gates, your belts, your input breaker screen. Let's go. So first you go around the machine, make sure all of your locks are twisted into the unlock position, emergency stops. Key on, wait for instructions. Okay, right here, push button. Okay, you'll hear it click inside there on the relay. Sometimes it doesn't on this particular machine. And you just give it a little love tap for inspiration. You rotate the key around and you hold it in the start position. And usually that may take 5 seconds or 10 seconds. Let's count. That's the on, and then start. Keep holding, keep holding, keep holding. And it's running its checks to make sure you're not a dumbass and did something wrong. Alright, we're in business. Let go of it, not too fast, so it comes back into the run position. Sometimes you let go of it too fast, it'll spring all the way to off. Alright, so we're running right now. We can control all of our stuff right here. You have your tracks. You have your remotes, your different remotes. You have your wired remote there, and then I have the cordless one in the truck. I need to get some controls for it. You push these, and it'll give you... Okay, so I have a catalyst dosing. That's going to be the DEF fluid. I understand. We'll escape out of there. You have your levers. You push this. Now that's going to give you to walk around and give your legs, your feet, and you can control all those right over here. So that gives you all your feet. Alright, so that's noisy. Let's go back over here. We'll shut this off. Your engine data. We're actually in a traction mode right now, so you can raise and lower your RPMs right here. Alright, so let's escape out of here and go back to our... Where am I? Am I lit up on something? So now it gives us back to our main screen, engine data, and then we can cycle through here. I want to change it to out of the metric to the standard, so we can escape out of there. This gives us our different deals. So there again we have our controls, and then back off our tracks. This gives us back to our movement, and then here we go. This is the business end of it. We can go into manual and manual speed, all of this stuff. We'll just go auto so we can back up and watch it start working. Alright, so now it's going to start engaging these components, and you'll see green arrows, hopefully. There you go. And then we'll probably see now, so that's the breaker. It's going to build speed, and then we'll see the conveyor. And you can actually watch the levers manually start flipping through. Let's just back up. And you'll hear in the RPMs, each components start to load up. That's the magnet bar in the middle of the screen. So in case you're breaking up something, a little rebar or something gets in there, that magnet engages, picks it up, slings it off, and then you get ideally no metal in your tailings or your material. Alright, so there we go. We just engaged the barrel, rotor spinning. Let's go back over here and engage the shaker bend. So right now we have this spinning and conveyor spinning, so let's go ahead and engage the shaker, and then we'll engage the tailings belt. So now we have the loading bin braking, and then we have the tailing shaker dumping the impacted material down on that, and it's going up the screen out there. Alright, so green denotes that it's actually moving, and then this one is not coming on. Okay, so now we're engaging that one. Let's walk around and look at it. All right. That's working. All right. So we do have, got our lights here. I like to clean these up. All this needs to be cleaned up before we send it back to work. But after running for about an hour, it's going to be even worse than this. So really it's just a cleanup for maintenance. All right, let's go into the shutdown. So this is saying how much is in there. We don't have any load on it right now. That's why we have 0%. I think we could probably speed it up to accept it. All right, let's shut it down. We can go into stop and it'll all go. Let's do that. Let's just go auto stop. So now our bell's ringing, letting us know it's shutting itself down, and it'll shut it down in sequence. Our magnet bar is still spinning. the side tailings belt. Next we're going to inspect the, there you go, the exit materials belt. Just stopped, magnet stop, and now the weights are going to take a little while. They shut the hydraulics off to them over here. The hydraulics lever shut off to that. So now it's just centrifugal force keeping it running, and it's going to keep beeping until it stops. You can also come around and check your belts while it's running. So inside this big housing right here that's seen better days, you can actually see it. You can see it spinning. I like to get a flashlight and look down in there, and I can see my belts. Belt tension's not bad. Probably go to San Antonio Belt and Pulley and get new belts for that. Let me climb up on top. I did replace the feeder belt, so it's when you dump your material in there, it's not kicking rocks out 2 houses down or into the woods over there. Let me pause it and climb up there. Woo, that's the first thing you see is don't get stupid. So yeah, so we have our new flaps. Drop your material in there and it'll slide down and starts bouncing around in here as it's feeding into this guy, the chomper. Our engine's over here. We lift that up, do all your maintenance and stuff, check all your fluids before you start running. And here you adjust your impact bars, raise and lower, depending on what kind of material you want coming out. If you're running something a certain size that isn't real hard, those flaps are to keep this from throwing back out. Get down. All right. Now if we want to walk it around, you can use the remote or just open up the levers here, grab the controls, and then move the tracks yourself. Let's see. Oh, that's a little hairy. Let's go this one. Watch your toes. All right, let's shut it down. Shut it down simple. Just turn the key off. Let's make sure everything's right. Look at it one more time. Escape out of here. Auto. Check the engine. RPMs are good, temperature's good, fuel's good. Air intake temperature, that's battery voltage. It's running on 2 12-volt batteries, so we got 27. I like that. Engine hours, we got 2882. All right, key off, engine off. That's it. Shut it down, turn off the battery. Blow the boogers out of your nose because you've been sucking in dust all over the place. And check it off the list today.